Hey everybody, welcome to episode 5 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program Beta 0.90. We're going to get our game resumed here really quick. When we last left off, we managed to get ourselves a craft that had achieved orbit and completed one of our 2 contracts. Unfortunately, our other contract is still unfulfilled, so we'll need to work on that once again. But we have plenty of money and are doing pretty good on reputation and science. So the very first thing I want to do is go into the science labs and the research and development building and start working on some stuff that can help us. So this is where we start getting into those space plane parts. And I only get to research one node, so I'm going to grab that. That one's mine now. Costs 20,000 funds to grab all these parts. What do we have here? A small inline reaction wheel. A Stay Putnik Mark 1. It's a probe body. I don't have any batteries to use it though, so it's not particularly useful. I'll just buy some of these parts. I need one of those. Small. I'll grab the Mark 1 cockpit. Grab the wing connector B. And elevons. The rest of the parts we can purchase at another time. Let's get out of here and see about these contracts. So this one really needs a rocket to complete. What happens if I abandon it? I lose 6,000 bucks. I really want to finish that, so that's going to take another rocket to do. Oh wow. So we actually have a pretty good crack at these 2 missions. They want us to recover some science data from space around Kerbal. We know all we need to do is get a crew report or any little piece of science and get a bunch of funds. So with the parts that I already have, I know that I can complete this mission. And yeah, I'm not even gonna change rockets really. I'm gonna use the same rocket that I have. Excellent, except that contract. Don't know why I'm hemming and hawing over it. So here's the 2 active contracts. We still need to test this radial parachute. Last time when I was on re-entry, I think we got pretty close to this range of, or we're going to get pretty close to this range of speeds. It just didn't happen. The parachutes deployed too soon, mainly because I had activated them. So we're going to try that again. We have a bunch of time to complete that one. So those are our 2 missions. We will load up S-Days 4. And we're not going to make any changes to it at all. Yeah. Actually, I will make one change. I'm going to move the staging. So we're going to launch this same mission again. Launch it. Oops. I'm sorry. Revert it. Or we can do it at the Space Center. I need to get some other people some space. So, clear the launch pad. Yeah, we got the funds back. Jebediah back. We are going to grab S-Days 5 and not Jebediah Kerman. We're going to use Bob Kerman, the scientist. And launch that. Okay, you can see by the position of the sun in the sky that I fast-forwarded time until it was daytime for this launch. I still can't activate SAS because Bob is not a pilot. So, without much ado, we're going to get this thing going. Boom. Let's light this very long candlestick of a rocket. This S-Days multi-stage rocket. Try to complete these 2 missions. One of them is to transmit or recover science data from space around Kerbal. That'll be easy enough. All we need to do, we don't even need to get into orbit, just a suborbital trajectory would take care of that. This one's the hard one. Gotta keep my rocket facing the right direction here. And the second booster stage is going, pushing us up ever higher and faster. So in the last episode, I talked about Isaac's Mountain. I'll talk about it again. In order to reach an orbit, first of all, your rocket has to be big enough, and this is about the minimum size of a rocket that we can use to really reach an orbit with the technology that we have. But the first step is to gain some height, so you kind of fly upwards for ways to gain a whole bunch of height, and we're using multiple stages to do that. Once we get sufficiently high, we start turning the rocket over on its side to build lateral velocity. And that's because that essentially comes from the foundation that Isaac Newton discovered, which is that let's hypothesize that this mountain is tall enough to poke out of the atmosphere. I know it's not actually, but if we pretended that it was, that this mountain was so tall that it actually poked out of the atmosphere, and you stuck a cannon on top of the mountain and shot it, and you put a big enough charge in that cannon that the cannonball moved with sufficient velocity, it would circumvent the entire Earth and smack the cannon in the back. And that's kind of what rocketry is founded on. Is that idea... Oh shit, I've been wasting a lot of fuel here. That idea that once you're sufficiently high, you can then tip the rocket over, like so, and start working on making some lateral velocity. We might not make orbit, because I had my rocket ship was fueled or throttled down to 50%. And I spent a lot of fuel just sort of hovering rather than gaining speed. We'll see. I mean, we are gaining altitude. We'll be able to get into space, no problem. But the real question is, will we then be able to turn this into a full orbit with the fuel we have remaining? I guess we'll have to find out. So once again, that's kind of a nice little view of our mission as we head off. That's another thing that I really like about this game, is that the visual style is really polished. They don't have like a lot of super accurate detail. It's not a super accurate, you know, game where everything is all modeled out like Elite Dangerous and looks like it's perfectly scientifically accurate. The style is more practical and a little bit cartoony sort of thing with these Kerbals and the landscape and the coloring. You know, just sort of like a cartoony feeling to it. So I really like that because it's a great learning atmosphere for rocketry. This is so hard to fly with all this. Well, we now have the right speed. In fact, if I just let myself go into space like this, once I'm in space, I'm just going to collect some science. Crew report. Well, if we're going to try for an orbit, this is when we do it. I think instead I'll just keep this flight suborbital and come back down and see if I can't make that this mission happen. So I guess I'm gonna fast forward time until I reach about, I don't know, 30,000 meters and see how it's going then, or 35,000 meters. So hang tight. Okay, we're at 35,000 meters and descending pretty quickly still. We'll see what happens when we hit re-entry here. If I need to turn around and slow down, or if I need to speed up, or what. Okay, we're coming up on our altitude here, and we're actually going quite fast. So, whoa, we're tumbling now like crazy. Oh, we just missed it. Yeah, this mission is going to be really hard. I can tell. I don't really want to do that. I guess what I need to do is just drop this capsule. Alright, I'll catch you guys on Splashdown. Alright, we're splashed down, so let's go ahead and recover our vessel here. And we did manage to complete our contract, so that's good. Got some parts back, got our crew back. Didn't get any experience. That's because we didn't reach an orbit or anything terribly exciting for him. And here's our contract giving us 30,000 funds and 1 science. I'm going to take another stab at that mission. I think I'll have to do it with a pilot, though. Yep, Jeb. I just want to get... Ooh, hey. Okay, so Jeb's a pilot. He has more autopilot options. Prograde and retrograde. That's really cool. I want to get to the right speed and altitude for this one, so... we're just going to fly straight for it. And once we have it, we'll activate everything. So, yeah. Up we go. Yeah, we're just gonna not necessarily go for orbit. We're actually gonna go for this altitude range and just see if we can't get to that speed and then activate the part to complete this mission. Just sort of watching my fuel count down here as we get to the next stage. Any second now, we'll decouple that and head on up. Okay. Just punching it at full throttle. So I'm keeping an eye on here. We are in Kerbal, we're flying. Our speed is not fast enough, our altitude is not high enough. But we're actually gaining pretty good speed, so I'm happy about that. In fact, we're going to be in the target range here pretty soon. Okay, we're in the target range for speed, so I'm going to go ahead and back off my throttle and sort of hold it there. I'm going to start facing over this way, just to give myself a better angle to get into this trajectory with. Yeah, hold that angle, Jeb. Slow it down. Don't want to get going too fast. Okay, right now. Cut them off. Activate. The radial parachute has been successfully tested. Hooray! We made 7,000 credits, which may or may not have paid for that I just got rid of right there. Alright, I'll catch you guys on Splashdown. Okay, here we are. We've just splashed down, completing that last mission, so we'll go ahead and recover what we've got. Get a little bit of money back, so we're up to 110,000 funds. Some parts, our crew, no XP gain or anything like that. But our contract board is cleared. So I'm going to leave this episode here and say keep flying and stay shiny. Next time I'm going to hunt around for some building upgrades and see what I might want to upgrade before my next mission. So until then, take care. Goodbye.